Hey guys, welcome back to Consistent Code. So today's problem of the day is maximum of all arrays of size k. So basically what we are given an array of size n, suppose n is 9 and we are given an integer k is 3. So what we need to do in this array of size n, we need to find the subarrays of size k. For example, if k is 3, the subarray would be 1, 2 and 3. To explain this better, let's go to the whiteboard and let's check it out there. So this is our array of size 9. Now we need to find the subarrays of size k and we need to return our, let's say this is our answer. So answer will be a vector consisting of the maximum elements in the subarrays of size k. So if we consider the first subarray of size k, that is this, then the maximum in this subarray is 3. Then if I consider the next subarray of size 3, then in this subarray again the maximum will be 3. Then if I consider the next subarray of size k, which is 3, so in this the maximum element would be 4. And if I consider the next subarray, then in this subarray the maximum element is 5. And in the next subarray the maximum element is again 5. The next subarray it's again 5. And in this last subarray of size k, the maximum element is 6. So this becomes our answer array. So this is what we need to output. So let me show you that this is the output. So you can see this is the correct output. Now how to solve this problem? So one thing which we can observe here is that, as you can see, as suppose this was our array. So what we are doing two things here. We are checking for max element, right, for a given size for these three. So when this thing comes to your mind that you need to find max or minimum element at each iteration, then the data structure which comes to your mind would be a priority queue or a set, right? Now this is not all, we are also doing one more thing. Suppose we took maximum from this subarray and then we moved on to this next subarray. So what we are doing, we are deleting this one and now we are considering the maximum from this array. Then after this we are deleting this 2 and we are considering this maximum from this. So in priority queue we cannot perform any deletion, right? So the only option which we are left with is set. Now there is one more thing. Okay, so these two things we have observed. There is one more thing, that we also have duplicate elements, right? Because you can see that if we will use set, then it will store only unique elements, but in our array, as we can see that we are having 3 here and we are having 3 once more, so we are having duplicate elements. So by this we can say the best data structure which we can use has to be a variation of set, that should be a multi-set that can store duplicate values, right? So we should be using this data structure to solve this problem. Now how to solve this problem? As I have already told you, that first of all we will consider this first subarray of size k, take its maximum, that is 3. Then we will insert all these elements in multiset. Now we will delete this 2 from multiset. Then we will move on to this next array, insert this 4 in our multiset and remove this 3 from our multiset. We can just follow this process until we reach till the end of the array, and after this we will have got our answer array. So now let's implement this in the code, right? So first of all, let us create a vector int answer to store our final answer array. And one more thing I would like to check here is that there's one condition, that if our k is actually greater than n, then we can just return a vector consisting of single element that has to be the maximum of the array. So I can just say that, let's say that result is initially 0, and we will just find the maximum element from the array. So I can just run a for loop for the array and make result as the maximum value. So this is all that I would like to return if the value of k is greater than the size of array. Now for the next case, when the k is equal to or less than n, what we are going to do, we are just going to create our multi-set data structure. Let's call this as S. So now initially I want to insert the first k entries, right? So what I can do, I can just run a loop from int I equals to 0 to I less than k, and I would like to insert all of these entries in my set. So we have inserted them. Now there's one more thing I would like to do. I want the maximum element from the first subarray of size k. So I can just take an iterator uh, and I can just point it to the end of this multiset. Why am I pointing it to the end of multiset? Let me explain it to you. Because when we are using multiset, you know that a multiset stores values in sorted order, right? So if I am having in my multiset, let's consider I'm having this array only. So if I store the first k values, that is 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, so these will be stored in this order only. And if I just point to the end of multiset, s dot end, that should be pointing here, and if I decrement my iterator by 1, I will get the maximum value, right? So to find the max value, what I can do, I can just take my iterator, that is end of set, let's call this as iterator, and if I just do it minus minus, then I should be pointing to the maximum element of the subarray, right? And I just need to delete this first element after that. So let's just do this. So I am pointing it to the end of my set, and then I will do iterator decrement, and I just need to push back the value of this maximum element in my answer. Great. So what we have done so far, that we have stored these first three values in our multiset and then pushed the maximum value out of them in our answer. Now what we need to do, we will need to run a loop from starting from I equals to k and I should be less than n, right? And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna erase or remove the element. This we stored these three elements, chose maximum, that is 3. Now what I need to do, remove this one and add this next one, right? So first I'm just gonna remove this. So I'm just gonna find this element, that is error of I minus k, right? Because I is this and I minus k will be this element. So I'm just gonna find this in the set and remove it, and simultaneously I'm gonna insert error I in my set, and again I'm just gonna put my iterator as start end, decrement it by 1 and push back this value in my answer, right? So once I'm done with this and this loop ends, I should be having my answer array generated. So all I need to do now is just return the answer array. And one more thing, there's a typo here that I'm not using s.find, so I also have to. So this was a typo here which we left, that we were not calling this start find, we just write find. So now let's try to submit this code. And we have solved this problem successfully. And I hope you like this explanation. And if you did so, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. And I will see you tomorrow with the next problem of the day.